Okay, professors, let's begin. So today we are continuing our discussions on accounting, specifically the final account of a sole trader. And I think so far, so good. We are done with the trading account. The videos are available. You can watch over and over. We started discussions on the profit and loss, but I held on to the format for today. So before we dig in, if you have any questions so far, you can ask. If not, then with your permission, I'll continue. But a quick view of what we did last time on the profit and loss account. I remember indicating to you that this account is prepared primarily to determine net profit or net loss. Okay. What does this net profit or net loss mean? What it means is that we want to look at the profit the business is making from all of its operations. Okay, so whatever is being made from the trading operations plus what I refer to as the side hustle, the other operations. And some of these other operations may be investment, maybe consultancy or commission-based operation or whatsoever, right? Okay. So I indicated to you that in the profit and loss account, we are looking at total income versus total expenses. So we are matching total income with total expenses. I remember hitting on the fact that total income here is your gross profits or gross loss, because there are periods where you get a loss. So your total gross profits or total gross loss plus other income. So the income you are generating from your other operations, you bring them here. But I indicated to you at your level, other income is not any big deal. You can focus on the following, and I think on the screen right here, you can see it. Other income, you have discount received, and we all appreciate this. When your suppliers give you an allowance, okay, that allowance is recognized in the profit and loss account as other income. Then the business might also be involved in some operations that brings in rent or commission. So you see rent or commission received. I can cite an example for you. You might be a bookshop owner. You sell textbooks, notebooks, etc. But you see that maybe, well, some of your customers cannot necessarily afford the textbook. So what you do is now you give it out to rentals. You rent it for a day, 5 cedis or a week, right? So then you'll be receiving rent on the books. Now this classified as other income because your main business is to buy and sell books, not to rent out books. Okay. Then the next one is interest or income from investment. You can make investment in treasury bills or government bonds or maybe bank deposit or fixed deposit, right? And you'll be earning interest. For even currently, if you have monies in your Momo account, you get interest, right? So this small interest that is coming to the business would also be added, right? So that sums up the total income. Then the total expenses we explored, looking at expenses to be either general or administration expense, selling and distribution, finance charges. These were the broad categories, but I think we went ahead to list a few of them. Rent and rate, insurance, electricity, utility, light and heating, postage, bad debt. And I remember asking you to go on to look at other expenses further in your readings, right? I hope you did that. So today, let's put everything together and arrange this item on the face of the profit or loss account. please note the name is profit or loss. In some books, you might see profit and loss. Please, that is a technical error. Even though we gloss over it, it should be profit or loss, because it's either the business is making a profit or making a loss. So it also has a title, just like the trading account, profit or loss account for the year ended. Okay, so this is how it begins. So the profit and loss account technically has two columns. Okay, two columns for the amount, right? And then the first or the left long column will be for the details of the items. So as I hinted, you first bring in your gross profit or gross loss, depending on what you had from your trading activity. You put it at the last column, right? Then you add other income. So other income, we've listed them, right? Discount received, rent received or commission received. Let me put that together. Rent or commission received. Then you have income from investment. Now here you have to be careful. Some students make error, or they commit the mistake of picking investment instead of income on the investment. It's not the investment itself, the income or the interest from that investment. So for presentation's sake, if you have more than one other income, put them at the middle column or second column. The second column. Okay, the first, as per the profit and loss account. But let me note this, professors, you can be asked to prepare these two accounts together. So in some questions, you see the requirement as prepare the trading and profit or loss account. So at that point, you see that you would have three columns right from the trading, which will then extend to the profit or loss account. Okay, that's what I'm saying second middle, right? But per the profit and loss account, you put it at the first column. Okay. Sum them up and then add to the gross profit or gross loss to get your total income. Your total income. Okay. So total income. So after getting your total income, what will be left is your operating expenses, less operating expenses. So because of time, I may list a few of them. Less operating expenses. So some of them will be rent and the rate. Now don't get confused. You see rent here and rent here. The rent here is rent received by the business, right? Rent received. And then this one will be rent paid. So note the difference between the two, and they all have different balances. Rent received has a credit balance because it's seen as an income. And then rent paid has a debit balance because all expenses have debit balance, right? Okay. So let me list few of the operating expense, rent and rate. Let me add insurance, and then finally discount received. Discount allowed. Okay, so just these three, but you know there are a lot of them. So you sum them up as well in the first column, or where you add the two accounts, that will be the middle column. Then you subtract from your total income. So this will give you your total expenses. Then you compare with your total income to get your net profit or net loss, right? And professors, learn this thing well, because in the university, in fact, not just the university, even in your practice, you would have to be preparing these final accounts, right? So it is a net profit when the total income is greater than the operating expense or the total expenses, right? And the reverse is same for a loss. So professors, this is the simplest format of the profit and loss account. Please, any question? Any question? Any question? Yes, Amuzu, let's hear you.
So why? When you've written a net profit or net loss, when are you supposed to write it? Because after you've done the calculation, that will determine whether it's a profit or a loss. So I'm supposed to do the calculation. After that, you write whether it's a net profit or loss, or you write it together.
Okay, so yes, you see, this is a format. That's why I'm presenting the two cases, whether you have a profit or loss. But in your case, you have the numbers, so then you will know that it is a profit or a loss. So if you determine and it's a profit, you don't need to write net profit or net loss. You just need to indicate net profits. If it is a loss, net loss, right? So you don't have to present the two, net profit or net loss, when you actually know that it's a profit or it's a loss. I guess that answers your question, right? Prof. Amuzu, I hope that is okay.
Say yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Any further question from Christabel, David, Mauli, Fifi, Hillary, Nicole, Stacy? So, Prof. Nicole, given that you had done this in school, how is it taken up? How are you faring so far? Is it helping you understand things better now, or still there?
Yes, please.
Okay,
far better.
Okay, great. So you see, conceptualize these formats, but okay, make meaning out of it. So you don't necessarily need to sit 24 hours to read the format of the profit. Just know that, well, in the profit and loss account, or profit or loss account, as you say, you are only comparing total income with total expenses. Okay, now total income is your gross profit or gross loss plus other income. And so I contextualize it in your setting that, sometimes they say, okay, this person is a teacher. His main hustle is teaching, but he does other things, or she does other things. And then you term that as side hustle. So if you are preparing a profit or loss account for this person, you pick the profit from his main hustle, which is the gross profit or gross loss. And then you add the side hustle income. That'll give you the total income. Okay, but the side hustle, I'm telling you in your case, just focus on these four: discount received, commission received, rent received, income from investment. These are the side hustles sole traders can engage in. Okay. And then you less the expenses. Very simple. Now, the question normally comes in the form of a trial balance, right? So you can tell all your expenses will be at the debit column, all your income will be at the credits. So you can easily find these things. Yes, Gabriel, let me hear your question.
So please, so do you subtract the total income from the like the addition of all the operating expenses to get the net profit or loss?
Okay, so look at the format. What we have done is we first brought the profit from the main hustle, the trading, right? Because the main hustle of the trader is trading. So the gross profit is here. Then we add the other income, the side hustles. So you see, the side hustles are listed here. And the total comes under the main hustle to add, to give us the total income, right? So the total income is resting here. Then you now go and look at your total expenses too. So you list all the expenses, add the total, bring it under the total income. So let me highlight that one so that you can differentiate. This is your total income. Let me put that in red. And then this is your total expenses. Now, if you are getting confused because it's on the same line, you can bring it on to the next line, right? It doesn't spoil anything. And then label it total expense. If that is comfortable for you, why not? So you see, it's your total income against your total expense. So technically, you will be subtracting the expenses from the income to get the final result, which may be a profit or a loss, a net profit or a net loss. Okay. Any further questions? I'm happy with the questions. Thank you, Profs. In fact, I want more. I want more questions. Okay, so Profs, this is what I'm going to do. I need to share the recent accounting paper they wrote with you. There was a question on this one, as funny as it sounds. There was a question on trading profits or loss account, just that it had some adjustment. And after looking at this, you look at the adjustment because sometimes you have to make adjustment and we will get there. Okay, so before I share, let's go through this example. So shall we write the example into our so the following relates to accounting of SS Enterprise ENT for the year ended 31st December 2014. So you have net sales 140,000. You have cost of sales. And I would really love if professors can try this. Okay, cost of sales. $80,000. Then we have discount allowed. In fact, most of the challenges students have with this topic is identification of, the items, whether it's an expense or an income. That's where the challenges come. Carriage outwards. $6,000. Then you have insurance. $10,000. You have telephone. $8,000. You have commission received. $4,000. Then you have commission paid. $5,000. You have discount received. $500. Wages and salaries. Okay, profs, prepare the profit or loss account for the year ended 31st December 2014. 14. Okay. Can we give it a try or we should work it together? Okay, let's work it together since this is our first example. So I always advise to them, when you are given the question, go straight, attack the question, okay? Directly, go straight to the requirements. Don't waste time. So what is the question requiring you to do? It's requiring you to prepare profit or loss account. So you to go to your answer sheets and write your heading for the name of the business. Let me open the Excel sheets, our sheet, solution sheet. So you go straight to attack the question. If you have to go and do some adjustment, you go and do and come, right? Okay. So there we have our solution sheet.
So, did you say when Adam submitted?
Sorry? Oh, some of you are still writing.
Did you say when Adam should submit, or are they trying?
Oh, well, if it's the pleasure of the house and all of us want to try, or the majority of us want to try, let me know now so that I give it to you, you try, and then we continue the class. Okay, so I'll just pause the recording. When you are done, we continue. So which is which? Would you want to try individually? Or you want to do a group work? Individually, okay. Amosi says individually. Other professors, let me hear from you. Don't keep quiet. If you keep quiet, I told you, your silence caused me illness. And the name of that illness is silentiosis. I don't want to have that illness. Okay, so I'm taking your silence as you all agree that you want to try it. Gabriel, I didn't hear you.
Yes, sir.
You want to try?
I think individual.
Okay.
Yes.
Please, today nobody should run away. Last week, some of you you ran away because of ordinary tests. Just do what, and in fact, let me appreciate Kirsten, right? Kirsten was in late, but she produced something and she scored more than half of the mark, and I was so impressed. That's how we learn. You see, don't think about getting 10 over 10. No. You see, we were all babies. We started crawling, we were falling down, right? We were hitting our heads into things before we perfected, and now we can walk well. That is how the learning journey is. You make mistakes, you acknowledge, you correct and move on, okay? Some of you don't want to make mistakes, and I don't know how you can be perfect if you don't make mistakes. Yeah, Amuzu.
So please, is insurance a profit or cost?
That is for you to determine. Insure, but think of it. You set up a business and you are paying insurance, right? Would that be an expense or an income?
So is the paying that, because you can also receive insurance maybe when something gets broken.
Yes.
So is the paying rather or the
Yes, you have a valid point. But you see, in most cases, the examiner will qualify, so that would have been insurance received, right? But if it is not defined as received, then you right away take it as an expense. The way I have presented it makes it that way, but most of the time you have your trial balance, so you use the balances to determine whether it's an income or expense, right? Because if it's insurance, it's at the debit column, it's an expense. If it is at the credit column, it's an income. Then that will mean the business is receiving some insurance benefit or package, right? But if they give it to you straight line like this without the debits and credits, then you expect that they will qualify the income as maybe insurance received or whatever received, right? If they don't qualify it, you assume it's an expense. Okay. let's give it a try. Let's give it a try, please. So let me pause the recording. If you need the format, I'll show the formats short. But this one, do you even need the formats? I don't think so. Yes, Amuzu, let me hear you.
So please, the format started with gross profit. So are we supposed to add all the income, then the total will be placed as the gross profit? Because for the format, gross profit, you gave it a value. That's for the format. So what figures? I think the incomes will make that of the profit. But I don't know.
Okay, so you try.
Because you also wrote total income.
You try it based on how you have understood it so far, and then maybe when we go through it together, you would appreciate. Okay. Right. So you don't worry. Just crawl and fall like a toddler.
Okay.
Yes, after going through, you know how to walk perfectly. Okay, if you are here and you are not expressing any concern, I am expecting to see your work on your private page. Okay, so this one within 10 minutes, you should be done, right? So let's give ourselves some 10 minutes to work it out. Okay, so if you look at the question I posted on the screen, technically, I'm asking you to prepare profit or loss account, right? So you are looking for your total income and what total expenses. Now, you know the total income is your gross profit or gross loss plus other income. But in this question, if you serve through, you not see gross profit, right? And that is where Abuku, I think one of you inquired and then I didn't give the answer. You are not seeing gross profit, but you can see net sales and cost of sales. Abuku, have you seen it? So you'd have to use the net sales and cost of sales to determine gross profit because from
So I say that we should have added it.
No, you should have used those two items to determine the gross profit. Right? So you do that as workings. You know, in accounting, we do workings. So let me go on. So you should have calculated the gross profit by subtracting the cost of sales from the net sales. And this is how I test how my students are understanding the accounting I'm teaching, right? So after going to say, but where is the gross profit? Then you think to say, but gross profit is your net sales minus cost of sales. And that's what we did in the trading account. It's your net sales minus cost of sales. Just that to get the net sales, you have to less returning was from sales. To get the cost of sales, you have to start with opening stock, add purchases, blah, 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 right? This question, I didn't give you opening stock, nothing, but I've given you the final figures. Net sales, cost of sales. So straight away, you can find your gross profit.
Sir.
Yes, sir. I'm listening.
Sir, please, what if you added your own?
If you added, that would be technically wrong because then I don't know what you are getting. You'll be getting a total of net sales and cost of sales. So let's go through. So yes, you are working on a question. You need the name of the business. So the name of the business is Accounting Professors Enterprise. So you need to write it, right? So Accounting Professors Enterprise. What have you been asked to prepare, right? A profit or loss account. So okay, I think I can do it on the Excel. That will make it. So how many of you determined the gross profit before continuing, or it didn't come to mind? You see, when I say, okay.
No, it didn't count. Fine.
Okay. So accounting professors, you are preparing profit or loss account for the year ended 31st December 20, I think it's 2014. Let me check. Yes, Gabriel.
Simply is the heading. Like, can you restructure it into like the way that like you want by to include all the other details?
Which is what do you mean? Can you elaborate your point?
They're like you own like this. You did it accounting professors, profit or loss account for the year ended. So my own I did it profit or loss account for accounting professors enterprise for the year ended.
Okay. No, it's better when you bring the name of the business first on top of it, right? That way is better.
Okay.
So always write the name of the business, then you come and write the title of what account you are preparing, as I've done here. So this is the name of the business. Most of the time you center it, right? So you center it, and then what you are preparing comes in. It doesn't mean how you wrote it is wrong, but to make your work look so, you get a point. Yes, so something like this, it makes it beautiful. Then you put your your 2 columns. This one we need just 2 columns for the amount. Okay, so let me see the currency given in the question. I didn't give any currency, so let's assume the Ghana cedi, right? Or let me use the dollar, which is easily typed. Let me manage my screen well so that we can have both the question and then the solution on the page. Yes, I think there's a question for me. Yes, go ahead, please.
So please, I wanted to ask like the accounting teachers how you are marking. Let's say this one like this, the gross profit. I calculated it wrong, but all the other income and then the total expenses, everything is correct. Will you give a mark for that one, or because the gross profit is wrong, you
Oh,
get
sure,
like
Aboko.
0 or throughout?
You don't have to stress yourself about this. You know it now. How have I been marking your assignments? I don't mark final figures. I mark your workings, right? Tick by tick. And that's how we mark accounting. We don't mark final figures. If not, then student will be scoring 0. We are not fixated on, the final figure. It's about what you have done. Okay. So even in exams, these things I'm writing, it may look so simple. The name of the business, the title, the currency, they all get ticks. So even if you don't know anything, you can write the name of the business, the title of the account, put the currency in there, and you have 3 ticks. And there are some questions, a tick is actually 1 mark. Some of them half mark. So even with this, you have, if it's half mark, you have 1.5, which can add on to your 79 to get you an 80, right? So don't joke with, petty things in account. We mark everything you do. Okay, so professors, you know that for your profit or loss account, you need your gross profit or gross loss first. But you don't have that in the question. So you go down, okay, and do what we call workings. You go and work the gross profit out. And here, you don't need to prepare a trading account before you can get it. You can simply say the gross profit is equal to net sales minus cost of sales. Okay, then you put in the figures. What figures were you given? You were given net sales of 140,000 minus 80,000 cost of sales. So how much net profit are we going to get? Yes, professors. I think that should be 60,000, right? So your gross profit is 60,000. So then you can comfortably come and put the figure there. Okay, gross profit. You put it there, $60,000. That's all. Then after bringing your gross profit, you add the other income. So the other income comes in. In this question, you have other income, don't you? You have them, right? So let's look at it. You have discount allowed, no. Carriage outsourced, no. Insurance, no. Telephone, no. Commission received, as we saw it, right? Commission received. So if it is only one, you can put it straight here. But if it is two or more, add them at the first column. So commission received is 4,000 here. And then we have discount received as well. So even if you didn't get the gross profit right, look at the name, one tick, currency, one tick. You have your commission received, one tick, discount received, another tick, 500. And these are the other income. They are just two. You add them, push the total there, another tick. Okay, so accounting there, you can't fail. It's very easy to pass, not just pass, to excel in accounting, trust me. So we add this 4,500 to the gross profit. Okay, and that will give you the total income. The total income. So the total income will be 60,000 plus 4,500. So that will be 64,500. That is your total income. Then you now go and look for your operating expenses. So less operating expenses. So that one you come and pick them now. Net sales, we have used it. Cost of sales, use it. Discount allowed. And we all know discount allowed, don't we? Professors, what is discount allowed?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Light out. Oh, I'm hearing light out from somewhere. Sorry about that. Amuzi, let's hear you. Discount allowed, what does it mean?
I said 5,000.
Oh.
Says 5,000.
The discount allowed is 5,000. Are you sure? Hey, yeah, so sorry about that. Sorry. 5.
Yes.
Discount allowed is 5,000. But I was asking, what is it actually? What does it mean? Discount allowed, what does it mean? Like, explain discount allowed. That's the question. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead. Feel free, Gabriel.
So please, I think it's like a type of discount that the owner of a business gives to his customers or creditors.
Well, 1/3. Okay, so Amuzu, let me hear you. You want to score 3/3. Let me hear you.
Please, it's an amount deducted from the total cost of an item given by a seller to
1.11/3.
early payment.
Okay. So that's 1.11 over 3. Okay, so professors, Nicole, in fact, let me hear from Nicole and Stacy. Today, the ladies are not talking at all. Nicole, what is discount allowed? What is it?
Is discount allowed is the amount of money or the percentage of money a business allows on an item that is being sold.
1.11111. 1.11111 over 3. Prof. Stacy, let me hear you. Stacy does not want any 1.111. Okay, so yes, okay, Stacy, let me hear you.
Yes,
Like
the money you reduce of the customers bill to like
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll give you 1.2 because you use a certain term, right? So, professor, discount allowed is a cash allowance. It's a cash allowance. In fact, a discount is an allowance. So when you are defining a discount, you should use the word allowance rather than using a discount. Or you can say it's a reduction, an allowance or a reduction. So discount allowed is a cash allowance given by a business to its customers. So that's why I gave Stacy 0.2 because of the customers. Okay. It's a cash allowance given by a business.
Customers.
You also said customer. Okay, so 1.12. It is a cash allowance.
I'll not get in trouble.
No, don't worry. That 1.2 will not do anything. So it's a cash allowance a business gives to its customers for prompt settlement. Okay, for prompt settlement of the account. If you don't put in these things, you lose marks. So I wasn't getting the prompt because discount can be given for bulk transactions or prompt settlement. So you have to figure out these two, and the trade discount is for the bulk transactions. When you buy on bulk, you get a trade discount, but you get a cash discount, and the cash discount may be discount allowed or discount received. So the allowed is the cash discount the business gives to its customers for prompt settlement. And then the discount received is a cash allowance a business receives from its suppliers, again for prompt settlement. Okay, so please, I know you understand, but sometimes you see the irony of it is you understand the thing, but you cannot use the right words to get the full mark. Okay, so as you understand, then you also get the right words to back your understanding. But I appreciate your responses. You people are doing so well. Those who are not talking, no problem. No problem. I'll see them in their dreams. Okay, so discount allowed, we put that there. The next one will be carriage outwards, right? Carriage outwards. I told you this is an expense that comes to the profit and loss account because it's a selling and distribution expense. Don't confuse this with carriage inwards. Carriage inwards is in the trading account. Outwards is in the profit and loss account. And note this, multiple choice questions, they appear. Then after carriage outwards, we have the insurance. So the insurance is 10,000. And then you have telephone. So the telephone, when you see telephone in accounting, you are referring to the bills related to telephone, right? Then you have the commission paid. they paid a commission of 5,000 as well. And then you have wages and salaries. Which is 10,000. And that's all. You add all of them up, you get your total expense. So let's add them and see. 5,000 plus 6, that will be 11, 21, 24, 29, 39. So your total expenses is 39,000. So comparing the total income to total expense, I think we are going to get a net profit because the income is greater than the expenses. So we have a net profit of that much. So how many of us got everything correct? Or is a story for another day. So our net profit is 25,500. And professor, this is how you prepare your profit or loss account. Okay, so what I put in here to trick you is using the net sales and cost of sales to determine the gross profit. Okay, there are some questions. The examiner will even give you opening stock, those things, so that you go and prepare the trading account as workings, and then you bring in the gross profit or gross profit. So watch out for some of these things, okay? Any question? Any question, Prof? No. Now let me introduce the part where they add the two accounts together. So they can actually add the trading account and the profit or loss account. So the requirement of the question will be prepare trading and profit or loss account for the year ended. Professors, nothing changes, the same thing, okay? But then this is how they want you to present the whole thing. You write your title. Okay, let me use the Excel sheets to do that. You will write your title as trading and profit or loss account. So this is it. Trading and profit or loss account or the year ended. Whatever date, right? You put it there. Then this time you are going to have the 3 columns, right? For your amount. Then you start with your sales, less retaining was, blah, 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 blah. Right? So after going through all that, you arrive at your gross profits. Okay. Let me move down. So let me assume that I've done all my sales, less retaining was, blah, blah, blah. I've gotten my gross profit. Okay. So your gross profit will then be relaxing here. Let's say 40,000. You don't need to come and write the title profit or loss because you already have it here. So you continue by adding the other income. Okay, so other income, you list them at the middle column. Okay, put the total here, get the total income. You less your expenses. So that one, you put everything together. Is that making sense to us? I believe so. Okay.
So please, can you explain it again?
Okay, so the point I'm making is that you can be asked to prepare the two accounts together. Okay, and you know, even the two accounts together is called the income statement, right? So when you are putting them together, the format doesn't change. So you start with your trading account, the sales. Let me see if I can go and pick the trading account we prepared. Let me see. Or let me pick the formats. And then I think I can show you that. Okay, I think I should have copied without the title. Let me see. Mhm. I think I may have to arrange the figures well. So I hope you are monitoring to see what I'm doing. Good. So you see, in this case, you put everything together. So let me try and arrange the figures well so that you can follow it through it. So you see, my title will be trading and profit or loss account for the year ended. So I will start with my sales less returning was. I'll get my net sales right here at the under the third column. Okay. Then I'll continue with the cost of sales, beginning with opening stock, as you can see it, right? Then purchases will come in, less return out was, hard carriage in was. You see it. Then you get your net purchases, which you then add to the opening stock to get the cost of goods available for sale, right? Then you less the closing stock. You arrive at the cost of goods sold. Then you add the trading expenses. Okay, after adding the trading expenses, you will now get your cost of sales, which you put under the third column. So now it's your net sales versus your cost of sale. And the difference you get is your gross profit or loss. So you see that right after getting my gross profit or loss, I continue with add. Okay. That's the point I'm making. That when you are putting them together, that's how you go about it. Immediately you get your profit, go on to add other income. Okay. You get your total. Okay, so you get your total income, then you less the expenses. That's the point I'm making. So Abuko, are you following it now?
Yes, sir.
So when they ask you to do it together, please don't fumble. Okay, so you list your expenses, the total will come under the total income, and then you can now get your net profit or net loss. As simple as A, B, C, D. So you see, this is the full from the trading account to the profit and loss account. And I think most of the WAEC questions come in this form, right? Please, any question? Any question? Any question? So are we ready to tackle the question that came in this year's business studies accounting option? If yes, then I think I'll share the question in the page and wait for your responses in your private pages, and then I'll mark for you. Or you think the test is enough for today? We'll do it another time. Okay. So, professors, thank you very much. I think it's almost 1 p.m. We'll end our class here. You can take the remaining minutes to watch the previous videos, right? Get few things down, and because we are not doing the tests, okay, so it's a free time I'm giving you, right? But go over what we have. I would try and quickly share the video for this class so that you can review it as well, and then prepare for your next lesson today, okay? So thank you very much. If there are no questions, I would want to say bye to all of you, and that I have with you. If you got a bit emotional about certain things I said, forgive me. The purpose is for you to analyze what I said and pick the positives, right? Well, the same way when I make mistakes, my students should be able to tell me, "Sir, this one I think you could have done it way," right? I'm a reasonable teacher. I accept constructive feedback from my students. Okay, so let's all be each other's keeper, straighten ourselves when we go wrong and then move on in life. Okay, so take care of yourselves. I'll see you some other time. Bye-bye.
Bye.